To the COMELEC, the incumbent executive board of LCVP, and to the rest of the local plenary. Good afternoon. I am here today to present to you my candidacy for local committee vice president of talent management. So, my name is Anthony Brian Gonzalez Cuello, 19 years old, currently taking up my third year in psychology, and I graduated from Cuello. I have been at AIESEC since 2011 under the Take the Plunge applicant batch. That was first semester of last year. And throughout my time at AIESEC, I would like to say that I have taken the most chances, or I have taken every opportunity available. Throughout my AIESEC XP, I've taken roles that have been very diverse. I have been in 3 departments. I have gone on exchange as an EP in Malaysia, and I have attended several national conferences, as well as organized an international conference. I start my presentation with a very simple graphic that, to me, to this day, is what I believe in AIESEC. This is the peace and fulfillment of humankind's potential. Why do I show this to you in front? Why do I show this right now? I believe that as an AIESECer, this is my personal goal in AIESEC, to strive for this. Anything I do in AIESEC must strive towards the peace and fulfillment of humankind's potential. And that is why I'm here today in front of you, presenting my candidacy for local committee vice president of talent management. Now, talent management, I prefer to think of it in 2 distinct roles. One is as a fulcrum, as a balance between the person and the organization. We balance what the organization wants, and at the same time, we take into consideration what the person, what the individual, what all of us here want with AIESEC. And at the same time, with the dawn of the new AIESEC XP, with AIESEC 2015, I believe for now that talent management also has a new role. And that is to develop the team member program and the team leader program, if we consider that talent management is supposed to be the driver, or is supposed to be a function that drives the facilitation of the AIESEC experience for everyone. Now, I run for TM because I believe this is where I will be able to make the most change. After a long time, personally, this is where I believe I'll be able to make the best effort, and this is where I believe I'll be able to serve the LC in the best possible way. Now, my vision for talent management 2012 and 2013 is a talent management that is capable of supporting the local community's operations while ensuring that its people are able to maximize their AIESEC experience and are able to call themselves AIESECers. I highlight 3 important concepts here in my vision. One is capable support. I believe that talent management is one of the most important supporting functions in AIESEC. We have to be able to drive towards our numerical goals. At the same time, we have to be able to support everyone to develop themselves as AIESECers and then in turn develop the world, as that is what we aim for. Again, also I want people to be able to maximize their AIESEC experience and call themselves AIESECers. I believe that the true mark of a fruitful AIESEC experience is one where even after your experience, even after everything you've given to the organization, you're still able to call yourself an AIESECer. That is what I hope to be able to inspire and develop in each and every one of you here today for the next term, as well as our future members and our future stakeholders in the AIESEC experience. Now, to achieve this mission, I have 3 focus areas: knowledge management, AIESECer empowerment, and process reinforcement, and something I call process reinforcement and innovation. I will go through these one by one, starting with knowledge management. Now, why do I believe that knowledge management is something that we need in the local community? One, because of this model. Knowledge is a combination of what we do, what we experience, and what we feel. And I believe that by tracking knowledge, by tracking what our members know, we're also able to track what their AIESEC XP is, what they feel about their AIESEC experience, and what are the things we do in general to strive towards our vision. This, I believe, is important in driving towards our long-term goal and as well as our midterm ambition. Because if we set this up, we are able to determine what has gone wrong, what has worked, and what we can innovate upon in the future. This enables ICPPD to have a solid knowledge base for succeeding terms, as well as to identify, as well as to get a clearer picture of where we are right now and where we want to go. I have two divisions for knowledge management. One is what I call the internal. This is knowledge that is internal to AIESEC. This is what we know inside, this is what we do. And for these, I have several plans. One is documenting processes. By documenting processes, I mean that everything we do, we must be able to concretely identify what we do and show it to everyone. This can be as simple as creating an operations manual for ICX in matching, or for OGX in matching, or even coming up with strategies or documenting all our promotional strategies for LCVP, OGX, and so on. Why do I believe that we need this? One, we need to have internal transparency within the organization right now. Each member in the organization I believe that each member in the organization has a right to know what other people are doing and to see for themselves whether or not this is contributing towards our goal. And again, this also gives members a more holistic view or a bigger perspective of how AIESEC operates, not just from their own line of work, but also from how others work, and they will be able to see how the big picture comes together. Another method for internal is centralized information. By this I mean that AIESEC PPD will have a centralized body of knowledge, or a centralized, in popular terms it's a wiki, but I call it a body of knowledge. This is where we will store all these documented processes. This is where we will store general information on the local committee, such as our structure, such as our vision, such as tracking our goals. And this, I believe, will be accessible to everyone. This is so that everyone is reminded of what AIESEC does and everyone is aware. In addition to this, I also believe in the concept of establishing a real-time calendar to the local committee. This will be made accessible to all, and through certain people, we will be able to update it in real time. This ensures that everyone who has access to it, which I plan to be the entire local committee, knows what is coming up for AIESEC, knows what the local committee is going to do for the foreseeable future, and then we will be able to plan proactively. We will be able to react and support other functions, other projects, the way we want to, and the way we ought to. And my next, or the other perspective is external. This is everything outside the local committee. Or one big factor here is the global plenary. Did you know that in AIESEC International, or throughout the global plenary, we have what we call the global education group. This crew under AIESEC International is in charge with teaching or equipping AIESECers with certain skills necessary to carry out their respective functions. Up to now, I believe that this is something we have not been able to capitalize on. And I urge the local committee, and part of my mission is to be able to capitalize on it. This can be as simple as joining these webinars or searching wikis on myiesec.net. Another method is to expand our network. We have a very big network based on our exchange operations right now. Our account managers, our TN managers have a very, very diverse network from AIESECers all around the globe. I plan to expand that network, not just in terms of exchange operations, but also information. Search how people do things abroad. How do people drive towards AIESEC vision abroad? By this, I hope to be able to instill in our members a greater sense of responsibility, given that they know what other people do. And that this would also lead to practicing or being able to source more GCPs while contextualizing it in the Philippine context to be able to work effectively. Central to knowledge management is myiesec.net utilization. I believe that for the longest time, the entire local committee has had this misconception on myiesec.net. We do pay for it, but I don't believe we get value out of it. Right now, to me and to several people, myiesec.net is not myiesec.net. It's myicx.net or myogx.net or my pipeline management and administration.net. I believe that we have to be able, it's called myiesec.net for a reason. It has to be used, and it's made for the entire AIESEC, the entire organization. And that is something I hope to be able to develop by making people use, or by encouraging the use of myiesec.net. Not only do other functions such as communications, external relations, and finance, they can also be able to source information or source knowledge through these wikis. And in turn, as a local committee, with our centralized information, we may be able to share ourselves with the world and establish AIESEC UPD across the global plenary. My second focus area is what I call AIESECer empowerment. Think of this. We have, as of present, 281 members. But if I were to ask you right now, we have 281 AIESECers who fully believe in the vision of AIESEC, I would personally have to answer no. One method, what I aim to do with TLP, AIESEC empowerment rather, is to make everyone see the value of being in AIESEC. Make everyone know that what they do, whatever they do in AIESEC, has to contribute towards our long-term vision.